Hello, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning back in. This is Spare Thoughts. We are up to episode 13. And today we have an amazing guest, Casey Faddoul, who is the CEO and founder of the Pink Tangerine. So Casey and I actually used to work together, and she is literally one of the coolest people I've ever met in my life. And she has such just an amazing demeanor and just an amazing person all around. But Casey, thanks so much for being here today.
Oh my goodness. No, thank you so much for having me. I could say such incredible things about you as well, but I'm so excited to be here and support this endeavor that you have now gone on.
Yes, thank you. Well, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, the Pink Tangerine, and what you do?
Yeah, of course. So the Pink Tangerine is a boutique marketing consultancy. The idea of Pink Tangerine came from something constantly I heard growing up around the entrepreneurs I love in my life, which was I know I need marketing, but I feel like I can't afford it, or I don't even know where to start, or it's just so overwhelming. It's not even worth my time to uncrack that can of worms, if you will.
Totally.
So I'm like, I feel like I need to bring Pink Tangerine to the market, if you will, to kind of be like that mid marketer, like
Yeah.
we're not asking you to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
We're trying to make things accessible. We're trying to move lean and fast. Because I feel like every business, especially the people I love, I know you come from a mom entrepreneur. I
Yes.
do as well. And I wanted to make sure that, like, if she wanted to invest in that, there's something in the market that is there and she could do it if she wanted to, and it's not
Absolutely.
scary and it's fun, and I predominantly work with women, so it's often girl power, um, so that's kinda the Pink Tangerine.
I love that. No, I mean, I it's amazing what you're doing and your brain, I love it. Your strategy brain, just everything. But no, I think you're right. Marketing can be really scary, like this big scary cloud over a lot of businesses, especially a business that might just be starting out. They're like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. So I think, what you're doing and what you offer is so important and awesome to businesses, nonprofits, whoever.
No, exactly. I feel like what is really important to us is I'm obsessed with small businesses. Like,
Yes.
it doesn't matter if it's just you behind the screen and you're doing something small and making cake pops, or if you're at a bigger level. Like, I'm obsessed with the story, but ultimately, I'm obsessed with the people and the businesses behind that. So I feel like that's kind of what differentiates us is like, we don't want to spend all of your ad dollars, we
Right.
wanna help grow your business. So
Right.
how can we help guide the conversations of, how is this gonna help the business grow in whatever areas of growth we're seeking, which is different for every owner, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes it's not paid advertising, sometimes it's not a new website build, sometimes it's just like small little tweaks and then taking the data and implementing that over time, and we're here to like go deep and have those conversations of like, what's important to you? Where do you want to go in the next 5 years? If you could be in a dream state with the business, what does that look like? And then we're making decisions to get us there, like as a team in a partnership.
Yes, absolutely. Um, I actually have a question that's not on my list, so I'm gonna throw you a curveball. Where did you come up with the name The Pink Tangerine? I mean, like, I know you, and I know this is very, like, cocoa, pink, but, like, where did you come up with it?
I came up with the name Pink Tangerine because there's a company in Cleveland. I no longer live there, but it has my heart and soul. And they are very like avant-garde. They're called Mock Tuna. And I thought that
Uh,
was the
yes.
coolest name ever because it makes you scratch your head and go, what the heck is a mock tuna?
Right.
So ever since I came in contact with them, literally right when they launched their business, they were putting stickers up on the side of the road. And I ran out of my car and I said, "What is a mock tuna? I'm seeing these everywhere." And they were like, "Actually, this is what we do." And it had nothing to do with tuna. Okay. So I'm like, I know that when I start my next adventure, it is not going to make sense. It's going to be like fun and like make you scratch your head. So it actually started with my family calls me Pumpkin Little. So I was like, okay, maybe I could do something with pumpkin. And my
Yeah.
middle name's Jade. So I was like, maybe I could do something with Jade, like these color driven names.
Yeah.
And I just felt like Pumpkin and Jade, honestly, like were too like I felt like Jade could be jaded and Pumpkin was too seasonal. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, let's just like play with colors. And if you know me, like I only write in pink pen.
Yes.
I like pink is my color. Okay. So I'm like, okay, maybe it can be like playful with the pink. So I just was throwing out names like what is orange that could honor the pumpkin, if you will, but, like, could
Yeah.
still play into this not making sense name? So, I probably took, like, 2 weeks just, like, putting random words together, and then I landed on the Pink Tangerine, and as soon as I got to that, I could see the brand. Like,
Oh,
I said
love
it
it.
out loud, and all of a sudden, all like, it
It
was
just
almost
clicked.
like a yeah, gates opened up, and
Oh,
I could see everything from there, and I was like, "I haven't had this feeling about any names I've had thus far, so let's full send."
oh, I love it. Oh, that's so fun. I love that there's like, that backstory of pumpkin and all that. Because I never would have guessed that. I love that. Um, okay, awesome. Well, moving on to my next question.
Yeah.
So I know that, your mom is a amazing businesswoman. But for those listening who do not know, what's like the moment you realized that you wanted to have your own business? You felt like this was the right path for you as opposed to working for someone else, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like you hit the nail on the head. Entrepreneurship has always felt familiar to me, whether it was my mom or mentors in my life or just the people that she surrounded herself hanging out with. Like it was
Yeah.
always entrepreneurs. So
Yes.
I grew up watching her business be built, the highs and lows, the successes, her bringing on now she has employees. And I just always knew like, I'm gonna do that one day, but obviously I was so young, I didn't know what that would look like.
Yeah.
So then fast forward, I go to college and Kent State University, go
Whoop, whoop.
Flashes. They actually just opened the year before their very first year of doing entrepreneurial business, like majors, offering that as a major instead of a minor. And so I was like, you know what? I actually started school going for acting. And I was like,
Okay, but I could see that.
I could see it, but, like, you need to be really competitive for that, and I'm like, "That is not my journey." I
Oh my
learned that
gosh.
very
Yes.
fast, so I was like, "Okay, what is, like, the next second obvious choice?" And I
Yeah.
sat down with my advisor, told her everything about my life and my mom. She had me take, like, a test, and she was like, "Well, I feel like you would like entrepreneurial business. You can always, like, add something on after, like as a minor or something. But that kind of covers the whole business wheelhouse. And you're taking multiple classes from every major within the business degree. So like accounting,
Yeah.
finance, obviously like regular business classes, and then marketing, which I fell in love with. So
Yes.
I was like, okay, I love marketing and I actually had to start a business in college to graduate instead of getting a internship. So I started a
Oh.
company called Buzz Bites. It was a breakfast delivery service
Oh,
and she was doing great. I mean, I started her my junior year into
yeah.
my senior year and I ended up just becoming like a catering business for apartment complexes that were
Oh.
having like their get together like parties for
Oh.
students to like come and like re-sign their lease essentially. Um and then at the end of my senior year, I was like, okay, I have two options. I can go on with this, but like working in the restaurant is like very hard. It's very
Oh, it's so much.
regulated.
Yeah.
It's like so time consuming.
Yes.
And it's really costly. Like the
Yes.
margins are basically barely there, like, they're transparent. So, I was like, "You know what? I'm ready to close this down." It was my first heartbreak, like, true heartbreak
Oh,
I've ever had. I grieved it like I was a human being, not gonna
yeah.
lie. And then I knew that no matter what I do next, I wanna be an expert at. So I went and decided, like, I'm gonna become an expert in marketing because behind the scenes, while I was doing Buzz Bites, all throughout college, I was working in marketing for specifically apartment complexes and leasing. So I ran all of their marketing campaigns and I knew I loved it. And I was like, I'm gonna throw myself into this. Like, this is fun. It's like social media, it's like the digital space, which if you're a millennial who grew up in MySpace, which I was her, that's like my heaven.
Yeah.
So, um, then I went in the corporate world for 10 years, and the defining moment for the Pink Tangerine came very much later. It was when I first started, which is like flash forward now to a year ago, maybe 2 years ago,
Yeah.
if you will. I was giving all my work away for free because
Yeah.
I needed experience, one, and I
Yeah.
needed a portfolio outside of the work that I did in the corporate world for the last decade, right? Like, I needed
Right.
a jump off spot. And one of those clients was an influencer. And together we had multiple viral posts, like, her stuff was popping off. She, like, gained
Amazing.
20,000 followers while I was doing this free work for her. I got her, like, my first brand sponsorship,
Ah!
to get 2 more brand partnerships after that just based
Oh,
off
it's
the work
amazing.
and the analytics that we were doing together,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like, I could do this," but
Yes.
I wasn't making money from it. And so
Yeah.
I was like, do I need to go back to the corporate world? And this is like, 9 months into the effort of like creating Pink Tangerine, getting my business license, building the website, doing all that. So I'm like, I feel like I've invested a lot of time in this. I'm
Right.
getting results, but like I need to get paid
Right.
eventually.
Right.
And so I apply for jobs all that week. I don't hear back. And the next week, I everything changed. Like 3 qualified leads came in.
Wow.
2 that week became paying clients for 6 months,
Yeah.
retainer, and nothing changed. Like, the only thing
Yeah.
that changed was I, like, now had this confidence that I could really do this thing,
Yes.
and it completely shifted my confidence and, like, I feel like my life and business trajectory.
Yes. No, I feel like I mean, that was just the universe telling you because started thinking about applying to jobs, applied to a couple, and the universe was like, "No, no, you're on the right path. Like, here's some clients."
Exactly, it was almost like honestly, like, the campaigns popping off and everything that we were doing, like, I feel like those were little sprinkles of the universe being like, "Keep going, keep going."
Yes.
And honestly, that's the work that got me those 2 next contracts was, like,
Yeah.
they heard from a friend.
Yes. No, I love that. We love word of mouth.
Yes, we love that.
Yeah. Well, kind of going off of word of mouth, what's one piece of marketing advice that you would give every business owner or nonprofit or anybody, honestly?
I feel like mine's really simple, and you could probably apply this to not just business, any facet of life, but
Yeah.
I feel like specifically business owners and even marketing, like me and you have had experience in the agency world, but I've had experience with this throughout my whole career.
Mhm.
And that is, the people up top are business owners putting way too much pressure on getting everything perfect before they launch.
Yeah.
I do think strategy matters. Obviously, I wouldn't be in this business if it
Right.
didn't matter to
Right.
like stop and think everything through. But I
Yeah.
think execution actually matters more.
Yeah.
I'd much rather see someone put an idea into the world and then collect real customer feedback,
Yes.
data from the campaigns or the content, and then improve it rather than like spending 6 months waiting for the perfect time,
Right.
or like going over a color palette or like a font. It's just like
Right.
how much is this really gonna, like, push momentum forward in the grand scheme
Exactly.
of things?
Mhm.
I feel like marketing is one of those things where your audience is gonna teach you far more than brainstorming session ever will.
Mhm.
I feel like things really good things go to die in the approval stage, and then
Yes.
you often, like, miss out on the trend or, like
Well, you miss the momentum for sure.
exactly. So,
Yeah.
I feel like really you gotta move fast, and then you gotta, like, be open to the conversation that your audience is organically gonna bring, and it's not gonna be, like, so in your face like, "Hey, we want
Yeah.
this," but it's gonna show up in your DMs. It's gonna show up
Right.
in the clicks on your website, the landing pages that people are gonna go to. And so, like, that's the conversation, and you need to open up your ears and start having that conversation
Right.
because you can't improve it if it never begins to start with.
Well, no, and that's such a good point, and I think that can be scary for either businesses that have been established for so long and they're just used to doing things like their own way, or even like the opposite of that, a brand new business that's like, "Hey, I just put my whole life savings into this, like, now I need to see results." So I think it can be scary, but that's why people need, trusted marketing people, whether
For
it's
sure.
internal or um,
Yeah,
to help them, give them that push. Because 'cause you're right, I mean, the limbo stage, like you said, over, like, a font or a color palette, who cares? Like, stuff is ever changing. I mean, I took over Time to Spare a little over a year ago at this point, which is crazy, and
yeah.
we just updated our website, we've changed stuff around and changed structure, pricing, offerings. And because we took this past year, well, me specifically took this past year just to kind of test out things and see what works, what doesn't work, what the clients want, what they don't need so much. So I think that's, what you're saying is totally true. Stuff is changing always.
Stuff is changing always, and I feel like it's our job as, these marketing consultancies or
Yeah.
agencies or just partners, if you will,
Right.
to one, be there and be flexible, but also, like, it is okay if you meet with an agency and, like, they don't mesh well because, like,
Mhm.
it takes real trust
Yes.
to really, like you said, like, take a dive and, like, test things out and get a
Yeah.
little, like, crazy, if you will, until you find what works for you, and that's okay. Like, just like it's okay to shop your doctors or different providers, like, it's okay to, jump around and see not jump around, but, like, interview people the way you would interview a staff member, if you will, because my idea is, like, I wanna be partners and help your business grow to the very end, and we can't do that if there's no trust there, right?
Right.
It's
Right.
a push and pull the whole time, and both me and you have been with clients where, like, they're 1 foot out and 1 foot in, and it's
Yeah.
hard because, like, you don't know which way to recommend or where to go
Right.
as you're building out strategy.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So kind of going off of that and strategy in general, obviously we just said everything changes constantly. In terms of marketing specifically, what trends are you paying close attention to right now? If any, do you think there's anything that's, continually happening that we should pay attention to? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like the easy answer would be to go into AI and how it's changing the scape of many things. But I truly feel like AI is certainly changing how we're creating content.
Yeah.
But most importantly, it's changing how people are seeking information.
Yeah.
So like how
Which is, like,
people
slightly scary in my opinion.
exactly, like, people
Yeah,
aren't just going to Google anymore, they're going to TikTok, they're going to ChatGPT, they're going to Reddit, they're going to YouTube, they're going to a podcast, their favorite influencer, and then they're probably going to Google to, like,
yeah,
figure out where your address is, and so I feel like discovery has definitely become fragmented, and so
Mhm.
you need to have a very strategic approach to go ahead and make yourself discoverable. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean you have to be on every single platform, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I think it means the platforms that you're going to be on, you gotta own that space
Right.
and slice out a piece of pie and then build from there. So,
Yeah.
like with social, maybe don't start with a Pinterest, a Facebook, a LinkedIn, a Twitter or X, if you
Yeah, it's
will.
too much.
Yeah, just start with maybe like one or a core three and then build it out, but be very good there. And then your ownable assets,
Yeah.
like your website, your email newsletter, your if you own an app or a text list, those are now your King Kong Co, if you will,
Yeah.
because there is uh my second point would be a big shift in first party relationships, okay?
Mhm.
I think back in 2018, maybe 2019, I'll probably get my dates wrong. Google, made the announcement that they were going to move away from cookies, right? So a
Yeah.
cookieless future. And because of COVID, that was paused for a little bit, but we're really
Mhm.
seeing that push starting in 2023 into 2024. So
Yeah.
that's meaning we're not able to really target people the way we used to be. Like back in the day in Facebook and Google, you could target someone down to like what color socks they wear. Okay. Like you could get really, really specific. And now you can't, which is good. There's
Yeah.
protections for consumers, but that means that owning your own, data actually will help you build a better community and then get in front of the people you need to get in front of who are warm leads who appreciate you, come to visit your site in different forms,
Yeah.
and you can actually get in front of them and talk to them.
Yeah.
Social media is always going to be incredibly valuable, but
Mhm.
now I feel like it's becoming a discovery engine where your
Yeah.
website, your email list, your customer experience, that is what's going to really turn attention into long-term business value.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel like I see that all the time on, like, TikTok specifically when I'm doom scrolling, LOL. I
That's real.
I feel like no, literally, especially after I put our sweet terrorist of a toddler down to sleep, and I'm like, "I just need to have a minute to myself," and I'm doom scrolling. But I actually even over the past week, to be honest, I found so many more small businesses that are, like, either local or, maybe the next state over that I've started following, and, I mean, even just people I see, like I know this is a little different, but, like, Etsy, right? And they do, like, "Oh, pack an order with me."
Yeah,
It's so interesting to see, like you said, that, like, customer acquisition and then how you keep them. It's all about that experience. So, like, from even just seeing them on TikTok, I'm like, "Oh, let me check out their site just to see what they do." And then, having those returning customers, it's so interesting to see the whole process, and I love that we have platforms like TikTok, even like Instagram Reels, etcetera, that, people because I feel like everybody's very visual now, so you can, like,
yeah.
see this process come to life, and it's so interesting to see it unfold.
No, it really is. It I feel like social media has given us access to, like, business owners or just, like, behind the scenes,
Yeah.
behind the
Yes.
curtains if you go and look for it, and as
Yeah.
someone who loves that world and lives
Oh,
in
me
that
too.
world,
Yes.
it's very interesting, and it literally
Yeah.
shows, like, what I'm learning behind the scenes with the data. It's like
Yeah.
pointing to it in real life, and you're seeing it kinda unfold.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even like, I think it's so important to show like personality pieces too. Like, I
For
have a
sure.
couple of nonprofit clients that have asked for, just opinions on social, website, etc. And I'm like, get goofy. Like, I know you guys do something serious, but like, you've got young people in the office, like, have them record some like fun personality videos. Like, I love funny videos in like doctors' offices where like they're pranking the doctor or like it's just a funny, like, personality piece of, like, dental hygienists, like, because it's not something you'd expect in that space, But it shows like, hey, we're like nice, real, fun people. Like I know we have a serious job, but like, we're approachable. So I think that's so important too to show the personality of the person behind the business.
For sure. And I feel like when we're a boutique consultancy, so we keep things small on purpose.
Yeah.
Our goal isn't to have like a thousand clients. And so I
Right.
feel like when you have a client that really trusts you, that we talked about before, and then you have a client that is down to get goofy, and then
Yes.
you as the, business owner, marketer, strategist, if you will, you had the flexibility to help them and be timely about it and get
Yes.
goofy and hit the trends. It's
Yeah.
really like a a recipe for like a lot of fun, and oftentimes you see the most success with the content.
Yes, definitely. I love it. So I know we like kind of touched on this earlier, but if there's anything you want to add, what's one lesson that entrepreneurship has taught you that applies to life in general?
I think this kinda adds on to what we talked about before, but it's like the after effect of, like, not waiting to be perfect, and
Yeah.
it's that entrepreneurship has taught me that confidence usually shows up after you've taken the leap, not before. So, not when you're dream boarding, not when you're Pinterest boarding and, like, building out the brand. It comes when, like, you're in these sales calls and you're like, I don't know if this lead is going to sign with me. I'm kind of nervous, but I'm going to do it anyways. Or when you get that first contract and you're like, oh my gosh, now I have to do it. Like, this is
Yes.
kind of
Yes.
scary. And then you do it and it works. Like,
Yeah.
your confidence is built. Every opportunity I had came from saying yes before I ever felt completely ready to
Yes.
really be
Right.
frank. Like, I knew I could do these things. I've done them with, in the corporate world, but I never did it on my own, and that felt scary. But if I waited to feel confident, or if I waited until I felt confident enough, I don't think the Pink Tangerine would honestly exist today. I think
Yeah.
I'd probably like be building the website or like, like shopping it and trying to get approval. I feel like it's really easy to get caught up in the what ifs, but I've learned that like
Yeah.
action, at least for me, creates clarity, and that applies outside of entrepreneurship. Like, I remember, my little brother was like, "Casey, how much money do I need to save up before I move out?" At like $20,000, and I was like, "Dude, what? Move out
You're
right
like, where are
now."
you moving?
I'm like, "Do you have a job?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Just go for it. Who cares? Like, you'll
Yeah.
figure
Yeah.
everything out after." And maybe that's like reckless for some people, but all the
Yeah.
entrepreneurs I know that have successful companies in my circle, they all move the same way. I think
Yeah.
sometimes the best thing you can do is take the next step, learn from it, adjust along
Yeah.
the way. And I think that's true to business, but any facet of your life as well.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, not $20,000. Where's he moving? The Taj Mahal?
Dude,
Jeez, what
he
$20,000
was
for?
like, "I wanna save up for furniture," and I'm like, "Okay, you can do whatever you want, but you're not
Yeah.
gonna move out until you're 45, so, like,
Yeah,
have
literally.
fun."
But also, like, there's Facebook Marketplace. Like, there's cheap places to get furniture if you really need something, you know? Like
No, you know what? I feel like if you're looking for an excuse, you're gonna find it. So if you're not
Yes.
ready to leap, like you're going to say, I need $20,000. Or if you bring up Facebook Marketplace, well, I don't like used stuff. Like you can always find an
Right.
excuse if
Yes.
you're not ready to like totally take the leap.
Yeah, totally. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, so what's next for the Pink Tangerine?
Honestly, more of what we're already doing. I feel like I said this before, but we're intentionally keeping our client list small. We only
Yeah.
take 3 to 5 clients a year, and that's
Yeah,
because I care far more about the quality of our partnerships than the quantity. Um,
absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like marketing works best when you truly understand the businesses you're serving. So I really want to know what keeps our clients up at night, where they're trying to go, how marketing can help get them there. And that level of partnership isn't possible when you're juggling like 100 accounts. Um,
Right.
that has never been my goal that does that. There are plenty of agencies that can do that. So if
Right.
that's what you want, I can give you a list of recommendations.
Right.
They're
Right.
great, but that's just never been me. That's never
Yeah.
been my goal. I wanna work with the entrepreneurs down the street, the communities, the nonprofits that you love and you know are doing good work. That's who I wanna work
Right.
with, and I wanna make sure that I'm giving them, like, the most boutique, specialized partnership. Um
Absolutely.
yeah, and I feel like other than that, I am really excited to just keep building the Pink Tangerine as a brand. So, I feel like if I'm making my clients or helping my clients continue to evolve and that's what they expect me to do for them, I need to be doing the same for my personal brand, if you will, and then the Pink Tangerine
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I love all of that. Oh, okay. So tell us where, our listeners can find the Pink Tangerine website, social, etc. And then anything else you want to share.
Yeah, you can learn more about us at thepinktangerine.com. We're also on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook under the Pink Tangerine. Instagram is the dot Pink Tangerine. Um, and then if you want to connect personally or continue a conversation around entrepreneurship or marketing strategy, I'm happy to connect with you on LinkedIn. You can just go ahead and search my name, Casey Faddoul, which should be somewhere in the title or the show notes of the show. Um,
Yes.
yeah, at the end of the day, I just want business owners to feel confident in their marketing because when you understand why you're doing something, marketing stops feeling overwhelming and just feels super exciting and fun, which is why me and you, I don't want to speak for you, but knowing how you work, I think that's why me and you are in the business.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, well, thank you so much for being our guest speaker today. I'm just so thankful for you and our friendship and, I think what you're doing is so amazing and I cannot wait to see you and the Pink Tangerine thrive and I can't wait for you to eventually come back to Cleveland.
I know. And time to spare is the best, especially I've only done, photography brand sessions with you, but you are our favorite provider and you're
Oh,
just so
thank
much fun to
you.
work with. And I also love the work that you're doing. It's so fun to just find friendships and colleagues that you once were and just had that relationship outside of the corporate world or the working space and still cheer each other on and support each other's endeavors in
Yeah.
the next chapters.
Yes. So fun. Well, thank you everybody for continuing to tune in and listen. If you're enjoying this, feel free to subscribe, give us a rating on Spotify and Apple. Thanks so much and have a great day.